single last one of you. And thank you for tuning in. Oh, I need a candle. Okay. Little incense. That smells good. Happy August, people. My goodness. What a couple of months to do. I started this journey at the end of April, and here we are in August. Thank you for rocking with me. Little Palo Santo. You know, these sticks, I'm gonna work with them, but as soon as I get some new ones, it's on and popping, because these, they be acting like they don't want a Palo Santo. There we go. Hey. All right, let's get started. I'll be right back. In the back. So, we have wrapped up our summer nights. I'm going to be honest, it was kicking my butt, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute, but first, let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you so much for allowing us to be here on this wonderful, beautiful day. We thank you for allowing us another day to rise and to pause and to give you the utmost glory and praise. We love you, and we ask that this time be sacred and silent out there as we come before you, submit ourselves before you, and humbly request whatever it is that you would have us do today be done. May we step aside and let thy will be done. We thank you for our ancestors. We thank you for their encouragement, for them cheering us along and fighting battles in realms that we cannot see. We thank you for all those that wish us well. We thank you for the archangels, for them being on assignment, for accepting the assignment to heal us, bestow messages on your behalf, and for protecting us. Lord, I thank you for the viewers, for the collective that have come across this message, for I know it is specifically for them. And we return any evil eye back to send a 10 times fold, 20 times fold, okay? Enjoy all of that. And the church say what? Amen. Let's get into it. Okay. A little grounding spray. Yeah. Summer nights was tough for so many different reasons. And so now I have decided that, you know what? I'm going to continue to allow the divine to guide me intuitively to record exactly when I'm supposed to. Before it was like, okay, because I'm so task oriented as a nurse, I truly am. And for those of you all who are new, I'm Dee. I'm your nurse. I'm your big sister. I'm your self-care advocate. I am your personal trainer, your travel agent, and a whole lot more that'll be listed in the description box. And for those of you all who are returning and rocking out with me, that have been rocking out with me, thank you. Either way, thank you and welcome. So, yeah, them summer nights, okay, had a whole host of challenges that I was dealing with. And you know what? I'm proud of me. But as a task-oriented individual, I wanted to do things a certain type of way, and I'm learning along with this on this journey, which if you have been with me since April, you've seen the development. And every once in a while, I go back and I watch my earlier videos. And thank you guys who have been commenting and watching and coming across my videos, just now coming across my channel. Welcome. Welcome. I'm so glad that we're aligning, because I know that this content is going to reach exactly who it's meant to reach. And I am so thankful for you. So whatever it is that I am providing for you, which as an oracle, I'm just tapping in. Okay. And I am more than excited and grateful to be a conduit of many, to be of service. I love to be of service. I always have and always will. Hold on one second. All right, let's get into it. I forgot I had one more candle that had gone out, and I was like, I'm going to replace it. Okay. So anyway, so I think I had mentioned before that when I drink my tea, I have an altar that's before me. And if you see my earlier videos, there's actually a little screen of a screen recording, well, not screen recording, but there's a shot of my altar and what it looks like. It has changed, but I still have my ancestors here cheering me along and watching me. And so I had stopped drinking tea for a time, but another way to offer um, thanks to our ancestors and offerings is with tea. And I pray that this is something that they enjoy. It is really one of the most readily available things that I can offer. But I'm also listening out for them to tell me what it is that they would prefer. So until then, this journey started with tea with my ancestors. I went through a series of transitions where I literally, as I call it, began a free fall into the divine's hand and walked away from my life that I had known it, that I had built it to be. I just walked away from it, and a lot of different things that were happening and people and etc. And so in finding my way during my free fall, I decided that I wanted to embark on a relationship that was much more in tune with my spirituality more than ever before, and to connect with my ancestors is something I had never done before. And so it started out with tea with the ancestors, and now we're here. So let's get started, shall we? Going back to the daytime, baby. I forget about all the stuff that happens in the daytime. What a journey this is. All right, so for those of you all who are new, this is the Blessed Seven. Occasionally we call it the infinity. If we get more than 7, we get 8. And so this is where I intuitively pull some scripture cards for you. And if it resonates, please let me know. I do absolutely enjoy it when you guys leave messages and comments. You let me know that you're out there, that you see me, let you know that I see you, that you see me, see you. And I'm not just talking to the ether, which either way I am talking to the ether, right? But Spirit, what messages would you have the divine start off with today? It's too many. And so whenever you see this, it's meant for you to see it, whatever time of day that you pull it up. Either way, thank you. And I pray that it be exactly what you need at this time. Matter of fact, I know it will be what you need this time. I've already set the intention that it will be the message that you need at this time. I speak healing and love to you. Ooh. I speak healing and love to you. I myself have a few family members who are, sorry, this thing. Seems like this type of nose ring. I never had this issue with this one over here, but this one in the middle, it loves to rotate. So anyway, I have a couple family members who are going through it right now, and I understand that you too could be going through something health-wise, mentally, physically, whatever the case may be, or you are connected to someone who is. And so we collectively come together right now with healing energy for their recovery, or whatever God sees fit as the greatest outcome for all. I certainly am not in the business of keeping anyone alive and being uncomfortable. Hold on one second. Sorry, y'all. Throughout my career, I have seen people under the guise of love not want to let people go, and thinking that by continuing to keep them alive, even in situations where the outcome is inevitable and all we're doing is prolonging suffering, it's a difficult thing to witness. And I implore anyone out there who is facing a decision where they have to truly honor their loved one, to make a decision not based off of you, but them. If you were lying in their position and their body was doing the natural thing that bodies do when they're ready. Give them the grace and dignity to transition peacefully. It shouldn't be when you're ready. It's when it's obvious that they are ready. And then that is the true testament of love. Putting yourself aside and truly understanding that if you were laying there in their position, you don't know what people are truly feeling. You don't know their suffering. You don't know what they're going through. Now, if they're still able to communicate with you and they say that they want to continue, fine. But if you got someone who's unable to truly communicate and there's a lot ahead of them that will require their fragile systems to come back from something that is bigger than them, give them that grace. But with all things, take it to God. But just figure out a way to take yourself out the equation and see it for what it truly is. All right, we got 2 cards out here. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalms 37:4. The strength of a man consists in finding out the way in which God is going and going in that way too. Henry Ward Beecher. Second card. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. God always gives his best to those who leave the choice with him. Jim Elliott. You know, it's interesting because I've always said that energy, and this is a fact anyway, energy is indestructible, much like water. And so because we are simply energy that dwells in this avatar, we know that when we allow the body, when the body has come to its finale in serving us, we honor it and we transition away, but we are still out of it, but we are still in existence in an energetic plane. And so, yes, honor your loved ones, because you yourself may be in a position one day where you may be in the same situation and may be silently suffering, and your family could be prolonging that suffering. And people think it's love, and it's not. It's just my humble opinion from what I've seen over my 17 years as a nurse. I mean, I've seen some extreme cases that was like, this is inhumane. And we had to step in. I had to let them go. I wonder if anyone that would take it to such an extreme, if they either genuinely hated the person, truly misguided, selfish, and I've seen it, monetary motivations, where people were getting money and they didn't want that money flow to stop. Sad, isn't it? Your sun will never set again, and your moon will never be dark, because the Lord will be your light forever. Isaiah 60:20. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. James 5:16. We got 3 out here. So now that it's officially August, the notifications is like, I'm going to sit here. Reflect over your summer and tell me what was the greatest. Not that the summer's over. It's far from over. All these notifications in the morning, we gotta stop, baby. I don't like that word, by the way. So there are words that I try very consciously, that I consciously make the effort to avoid, like mourning. And the reason why I avoid the word mourning is because when you think of mourning, you think of death. At least I do. So I don't say good. I always say beautiful day or happy whatever, whatever. But some people say green rising. Never really got the flow of that one. But for me, I rather declare the day amazing, beautiful, wonderful, awesome, all the great things, But yeah, reflect over how far you've come this far into this season. And if you wouldn't mind sharing what your greatest moments have been, or just dropping in the comments an emoji that represents um, some beautifulness of your summer thus far. I'd love to know. The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. Exodus 15:2. God is our forever and ever, and he will be our guide even to the end. Psalms 48:14. I heard, what was yours? Mine has been and always been, hands down, time with my boys. I'm simple like that. I'm a Taurus, it doesn't take a whole lot. Be homebodies anyway, honey. That doesn't mean I don't love its adventure, because I do have Sag in my chart, but because I am a wanderlust at heart for real. So it's like I'm, homebody adventurer. Like, go, it is what it is. But anyway, regardless of where we are in the world, and my son said it best one day. We were walking along, and oftentimes they'll reflect over our adventures over the years, as we have literally traveled the world. My oldest goes, I don't care what we do as long as we're together. We're such an amazing triad. And I speak and pray that everyone on this planet that has children or is playing a detrimental role in a child's development, I speak that type of bond, or the equivalent of it, depending on your relationship. I've had some pretty dope teachers throughout my life that I felt were truly connected to me. So don't ever underestimate your position in a child's life. Everything happens for a reason, but they have been so much fun. We have really, truly rested. And I don't think people really give rest enough credit and how important it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, travel, chef's kiss, love it. Divine's kiss, as I love to say. The hustle and bustle can be a bit much. And to be able to just step back and really just bond with them sans any type of urgency or, deadline, and I'm the type of parent that surprises my children as much as possible. That was a tradition that I started way early on, thanks to my youngest child, who is extremely inquisitive. Even when he has the answer, he still asks a million and one questions, and I love him for that. Whereas my oldest child is kind of like, I'll just sit back and observe it all. I ask my questions when I'm ready. But thanks to my youngest, I started a tradition of making everything a surprise if I could, and really setting that energy of excitement, that it's always Christmas for the most part at any given moment. I mean, every day that you wake up, genuinely, as a cliche as it can sound, is Christmas. You genuinely don't know. You can set the intentions, you can have your Christmas list, all right, but it's up to the divine what it delivers to you. And we believe that it's always going to be the greatest version of whatever we desire, if not just miraculously better. So, stomach's growling. I'm fasting, so you may hear a gurgle. I fast about an average of 18 to 20 hours a day. And then on the weekend, I do at least 40, depending on where I am with my body. As a woman, we have different things to consider hormonally. And so when I'm able, at least minimum twice a month, I do 40 plus hours fast on the weekend. Anyway, where was I going with that? This summer, we absolutely got to enjoy each other in a much more intimate and personal way by relaxing and just genuinely being up under each other. And it's been one of the greatest summers ever. And like I say, we have traveled, honey. We have put some miles in. But when you get to slow down and just take it in like we are right now, beautiful. This is card 5. May you experience the love of Christ, then you will be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. Ephesians 3:19. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. 1 Peter 5:7. So in the beginning would wear my smock. I have an ISIS smock. And it got to the point where, because it got so hot this summer, that I was just like, you know what, I can't. It's because it's like a canvas type of, I'm not sure what material this is, honestly, but I keep it on my lap. It's right here with me. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm so glad, because I almost put it on this morning, or this day, excuse me, this day. And I'm sitting here sweating like, yeah, no, thank you. All right, so this is 6. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Matthew 21:22. Don't underestimate the power of prayer. All right, it's much works the same as affirmations. You know, prayers are affirmations as far as I'm concerned. Prayer crowns God with the honor and glory due to his name, and God crowns prayer with the assurance and comfort. With assurance and comfort. The most praying souls are the most assured souls. Thomas Brooks. Don't stop praying. I used to think that praying was begging, because most of the time when I see people pray, they, God, please, and prayer seems to become so essential when things are going, quote unquote, left, when really it's a part of the plan. Excuse me. We're doing yard work. But anyway, I think it just depends on how your viewpoint of prayer. And so I understand now prayer is my opportunity to give God the utmost praise, the glory, and the acknowledgement, and just genuine gratitude. Really, I could spend a whole day just telling God how grateful I am, because I genuinely am. From the time I wake up to the time I lay it back down, I am so immensely grateful, because it is Christmas. And remember that when things are going left, it's still a part of the plan, and it's not doomsday, honey. It's Christmas. There are people on this planet that do have a phobia of Christmas, and I'm not tapping into that. But I am tapping into those who understand that, for the most part, you're in anticipation when Christmas comes around, if you celebrate Christmas or have anything close to a Kwanzaa, whatever, where people are deliberately sharing with one another, you know that you're probably going to get something good, right? And even if it's just a genuine hug, I love you, whatever, when you kind of look at life like that every day, where it's a gift that you're not entirely sure how it's going to unfold, but it's a gift nonetheless, sets a different perspective. You set the tone of how this goes. You are the operator of this you're manning this ship. So set the intentions that your days are amazing, and that's exactly what they will be. So much activity during the day. And that's the thing that I loved about doing the summer nights. You didn't get all of this, but child, it was a lot. Because I put a lot of effort into this content, and I wasn't going to bed till like 3, 4 in the morning. And I get most of my downloads when I sleep, and I wasn't dreaming. So I had to make a decision. All right. My favorite. Daddy knows your needs. Okay, that's not what it says, but that's how I interpret it, okay? Your father already knows your needs. Luke 12:30. I don't hype this card enough. Like, when I go back and I rewatch my videos, or I edit and I pulled this card, I'm like, I should have done a backflip or something, because I love this card so much. That statement in itself, your father already knows your needs, that should instantly give you peace. He knows. He heard you. Nobody missed it. We got it. Kind of like when you go to certain restaurants and they don't write down your order, and you're like, did you catch that part where I said I want extra crispy fries? Or did you catch that part where I said, I can't eat scallops, or, whatever. And they're like, I got it. I got it. Anything else? It's like, but I just told you this whole, and they're like, I got it. Your Father already knows your needs. Okay. Let God's promises shine on your problems. Corey Ten Boom. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your blessed 7. We're going to move right along to, I'm reaching. Yeah, there you are. I'm like, where'd you go? We're going to move right along to our affirmations because we know that we can only write checks that are in cash. Okay. So that means that we're only going to purposely and consciously declare things over our lives that we know we want to come into fruition because we understand our power. Yes. Yes. Spirit, grant us some affirmations that would be absolutely perfect for today. I mean, they flying out already. Hold on now. I ain't got a chance to channel in yet. Hold on. I want these to be great. These are 90-something cards, and sometimes I'll pull the same ones, which doesn't mean that they're not meant to come out, but I just want to give it a fair chance. Okay. I choose to speak up when I have had enough. All right, who's going through it out there? I'm in control of how I react to others. All right, so I'm sensing conflict. All right, whatever conflict you're going through right now, as your big sister, I'm going to tell you this. No reaction is often the best reaction, especially if you're being scapegoated, especially if you're being gaslit, especially if you're being gaslit. Don't you fall for that mess. I don't remember it that way. Simple as that. My version of that story is something totally different. As a Taurus, we are oftentimes labeled lazy. And it's not even so much that, it's just that we understand that we don't put our energy into things that are futile. So, or don't even matter. This tack is broke. I have my vision board sitting here and I just realized it's like, I don't know if you can see that, but the thing is, who cares? Anyway, meeting people with the least amount of energy, oftentimes for me, has been one of my greatest flexes, honestly, especially when it's some BS and it's just like, I wish I would. You know, it's amazing how certain content can go viral because of just the ridiculousness of the situation. But at the end of the day, when you see two people fighting from afar, you can't tell which one was the antagonist. You can't tell which one is the fool. Don't stoop yourself lower than the vibration that you know that you need to remain at. How do I want to say that? Like, there are low vibrational people out here, and stooping to their level. What's that saying? You go low, I'm gonna meet you at the ocean floor. Okay. Reserve that type of thought process for those situations that truly, genuinely, like life or death. You know, somebody's in danger. But for regular, everyday confrontations or misunderstandings, especially when you have a grip and grasp of how things genuinely are, because you got people out here that have you question your reality. Less is best, baby. So if you are going through some type of conflict right now, reevaluate it and remove yourself from the equation and ask yourself, is it even worth your energy or your effort? Genuinely. And yes, you absolutely speak up when you've had enough. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And as always, take it to the Most High. I am a money magnet and attract wealth and abundance. All right, let's get back on the money. If it ain't about the money, okay, don't call me. It ain't about the money. I choose to be brave and take a leap of faith. We just talked about mine and this journey that you guys have been witnessing if you've been rocking out with me since the beginning. Bravery is what has brought me this far in life. I sat back and I really reevaluated and kind of went over everything that I've been through. And I'm like, dang, I've heard people tell me along the way, you're quite brave. And I'm like, am I? And then it's like, yeah, no, you are. I literally ran away to Europe on a whim. Yeah, it was like the story of the alchemist. I literally just ran away to Europe to find myself. and had quite the adventure. And I'm so proud of my younger self for doing that. It was the first time I had left the country, and it was the first time I had gone on a solo trip. Ciao. And I would do it all over again. I can do anything I put my mind to. Yes, you are powerful. Like that cat in the mirror. You is powerful. You is smart. You is. I am enough. You are enough, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One to go. You are enough. I am enough. I choose to enjoy my life. Yes, please, and thank you. I don't care what is going on. Nothing can stop you from enjoying your life. The challenges will come, and they're meant to come to strengthen you and make you better. I'm getting ready to work out. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I know every workout I'm going to show up and be strong enough to actually execute and do what I set out to do. And even though there are moments in that workout where I'm like, I still choose to enjoy it. There have been so many challenges over my life where people wanted me to be so miserable and so caught up in my crap, but I still had joy in my heart. I still enjoyed my life. I still saw it. I see it now more than ever. Something about being here long and not longer. Something about, because I don't believe in the word old. That's a no-no. But something about rotating the sun that puts things in perspective. That, regardless of what's happening, nothing can prevent you from smiling. Nothing can prevent you from seeing the positives in every situation. So those are your affirmations. And now we're on to our spirit messages. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see. What will Spirit have us to know on this amazing, amazing day? Spirit, give us, 3 spirit messages. We're moving right along. Then we have our rethink and our namaste. Our nama who? Our nama what? Namaste. Spirit, what are the messages that you will have, my beautiful viewer, know right now? You need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You are not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people. You know what? Let's talk about it. I've been raised an only child. That doesn't mean that the people who helped create me don't have other children, but I was raised primarily as an only child and really very solitary. So the concept of competing with other people is quite foreign to me. I don't really understand it. I'm sure people with siblings get it. I mean, fundamentally, I get it, but me personally, I just don't see the point. I've always set the tone that I want to be the greatest version of myself, and I've never really had to hone in on what anyone else was doing. And if I did, like, of course, we see celebrities and we see people on social media and they're doing great things. I understand that we are all just another version of Source, the divine, Jehovah, Yahweh, God, whoever you identify with. And it would be like hating myself, or I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. If you're out here competing with anyone, I know that men do that with each other, especially when it comes to sports and stuff like that. Okay. There's such a thing, I think, as healthy competition. But I'm going to say this. If you especially are competing with the opposite gender, seek help. I actually went through that where I was with someone who was competing with me, and ugh, we really should have mental screeners for people when they date. But anyway, the point that I'm making is focus on self. Okay. Be the greatest version of yourself, and you'll definitely find your happiness there. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. I've actually said this over the years, and this is a very new deck for me. This is actually one of the last decks that I've purchased outside of another deck that I don't use on this channel. I have three decks that I don't use on this channel. But I've used this metaphor before, and I love it. You wouldn't plant a seed and dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience. Stop overthinking and keep watering your seeds. Just keep swimming. Trust in God. When you feel as though you're not doing enough, or you're feeling overwhelmed from societal pressures, throw your hands up and say, God fix it. Universe fix it. And walk away, baby. Go take a nap. Go take a walk. Get grounded. Release it. It's done. Because your energy is what's going to manifest your reality. And if your energy is chaotic, which if you like that type of thing, okay, have your way. But if you genuinely want peace and happiness and joy, like some of us, then you have to embody that energy. I don't care what's going on around you. You do not have to succumb to this matrix, okay? This is a personal journey, and it's what you make it. All right? People have manifested amazing things. And you know what's the difference between you and them? Energy, belief. That's it. Because once you declare a thing, it is so. But if you have energy that contradicts it, you ain't going nowhere, are you? And then you're going to make yourself right. You know that wasn't going to happen. Why? Because you have a belief that it wasn't going to happen, regardless of what your words say. Think about it. Make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth, even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. I mean, what else could be said about that other than message? All right, and those are your 3 messages from Spirit. All these messages and scriptures and affirmations will be in the description box below. Now we are moving on to the big deck. When I say big deck, I'm like, wait a minute, that just doesn't sound right. But it is a big deck. I mean, really. Yeah, nasty. All right. This is the rethink deck. Okay. This is where we get some affirmations and mindful insights. So let's see. And of course, I have the hand size of a 5-year-old. So it's always an amazing feat for me when I don't spill the cards all over the floor and I actually get 2 cards. Okay. Whoop. Almost. Spirit, what would you have us to be mindful of and affirming? Gratitude for lessons. All right. At least I don't have to struggle, because at night with the candles, I was like, what that's like? Gratitude for lessons. With a grateful heart, I embrace the valuable lessons I have gleaned from my past experience. I think, okay. Including the challenging ones. Each trial has bestowed upon me strength and wisdom, enabling me to navigate the present with resilience and a deep sense of self-awareness. Amen. Yeah, I am very grateful for my past and my lessons, because being bitter gets you nowhere. It gives the glory to those who genuinely wanted to see you fail or not do so great in life. But you also severely miss the point. It would be like being in school and pissed off at your teacher and not realizing that you were meant to learn the lesson that was going to prepare you for your next level or what you're calling in, right? if you're manifesting, like I'm manifesting my lucid check, whatever it is that you're manifesting, oftentimes is going to require you to also transform to be able to receive that manifestation. And so you can't be angry with what comes with that manifestation that requires you to change. So I used this analogy before. If you suck with money and you're calling in millions, you're going to have to make some changes. You know, some things are going to be put in perspective so that you can actually handle those millions. I know I can handle my lucid truck though. What's up, lucid? I want the 7-seater with all the bells and whistles. Okay. But anyway, be grateful. Oh, we got 2 out here. You know what? We'll take them. So that's 3 total. What shall we do first? Okay. Embracing discipline. I embrace discipline as a tool for growth and success. I cultivate strong daily habits that support my goals and dreams. I am disciplined in my actions and consistently take steps towards achieving my desired outcome. Now, take this with a grain of salt, because I am a firm believer, at least in my world that I'm manifesting, that everything comes easily and effortlessly to me. And so being open to the divine moving you, that's how you embrace your discipline, because all the tools that you need, the minute that you make a declaration of something and who you are, is going to tap into alignment with that thing rather effortlessly. And so don't succumb to, oh, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more, and let your mind go wild. Just be open and know that the answers and the steps that you take will align you. Warrior of self-love. I like this. I choose to love myself unconditionally no matter what. I honor my needs and boundaries, and I am kind to myself when I fall short. I am a warrior of self-love, and my love for myself is unbreakable. Isn't that beautiful? I do believe the reason that we're here is all about love. It all comes back to love. Even value, your self-value, your self-worth, it all comes down to how you genuinely love yourself. They're synonymous as far as I'm concerned. And being a warrior of self-love, you know if someone loves themselves by the way that they treat their avatar. Are they eating fresh fruits and vegetables? Are they watering themselves? Are they giving self-care? Are they giving themselves rest? Are they, putting themselves in a position where they matter? Or are they just, I did this example with my son the other day about a grocery store. For the most part, if you're in a grocery store and you've purposely gone to a grocery store, everyone there has money in their pocket. Okay. They already kind of have an idea of what they're there for, typically. And so that's the commonality, is that people are in this store and they have whatever they have in their pockets to afford whatever it is that they're getting. But you have some people that will gravitate towards the fresh fruits and vegetables, and then you have others that will gravitate towards the junk food. And so if self-love and worth and value are synonymous, it's going to show up not only in what you select in that grocery store, but the people that you will surround yourself with too. Are they junk? Are they crap? Are they trash? Okay, you get where I'm going? All right, so again, once we're done here, all your cards will be in the description box. And so now we're moving on to Namaste. Namaste. So make sure that you're looking at your self-love and not just like, oh yeah, I love myself. No, really sit down and think about it. Like, how have you shown up for you? How have you really given love and care to you? And don't brush it off like, I can handle the world. Yeah, no, like seriously have a conversation. I bet you if you ask your body, it would have a completely different take. Okay. All right. Lord, what are the last two cards that you would have us tap into today? For those of you all who like homework, get your pens and pencils ready. Pencils, pens, and paper. Oh, but I muffled the microphone. Astronaut. We've gotten this one before. Imagine that you are an astronaut floating in space. Let yourself be taken away by the view of the Earth from so high above. Imagine the curvature of the Earth as it rotates in space. Now, look for where your home would be from above the atmosphere. Notice how tiny it is. Notice how tiny the Earth is compared to the cosmos. When you look at your situation from this perspective, you may begin to understand how tiny your problems are compared to everything else. This will help you overcome your problems and be less stressed. I highly implore those out there who are dealing with stress, which we all are, whether it's good stress or not so great stress, right? Please check out Justin. Oh Lord, what is your name? Justin. His channels are YouAreCreators. His name is Justin. He's a Black guy from Chicago. We're about the same age. He's absolutely phenomenal. He has some amazing affirmation videos that I absolutely love and have shared with so many people. His tone is so soothing and his affirmations are on point, and he has a plethora of content that you can just tap into. Point is, he recently did a short that said something along the lines of, don't take this world too seriously. Like, yeah, you're here, Earth is a school, right? And you're here to learn your lessons, but don't take it too seriously. I'm gonna remember his last name. I love his story because I know that he and his wife were, as he would say, were at rock bottom and living not the life that they desired. And he watched The Secret, which I recommend everyone on this planet. I don't care if you have seen it before, watch it again. And then also watch the dramatization with Katie Holmes, called Dare to Dream. Every time I watch The Secret, which I've watched several times over my life, I love the way it recalibrates me and my perspective, and it just reaffirms within me, yeah, it's so empowering, you know. So I almost had it, Justin. Okay. Make friends with the voice in your head. We got this one before too. Make friends with the voice in your head. Take a moment to make friends with the voice in your head. The best of friends listen more than they speak. So just take a while to listen to what the voice in your head is telling you. Are there nice things? Are there negative things? Just listen. Do this for 8 minutes. While doing this exercise, begin to accept the good words and put away the bad ones. Make friends with the voice in your head so that when it speaks, it will shower you with encouraging thoughts and positive emotions. And I would implore you to do the same with your body. Sit and just talk to your body. Talk to it. Literally affirm over each and every cell, which is a mini version of you, that you're strong and you're beautiful and you're capable. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so thankful for your strength and for your resilience and for your, ability to heal and to regenerate, because we do every single day. Every cell has a time frame, and it makes sure that you have another cell available, Find the calmness within you so that it literally radiates out of you in healthiness and love. Time for Bible Roulette or Biblemancy. All right, we're coming to an end, y'all. Whew. Okay, so whenever I do my busted Bible Roulette, because this is a busted Bible, baby, which is a New Living Translation, and it's busted, and I'm proud because, you know, it's kind of like my Indiana Jones little book. I'm always excited to see what the Lord will provide. Lord, what is the message that you will have us go forth in this day? If you're watching this in the early hours of the day, what would you have us know in the mid time of the day, or right before we rest for the rest of the day or evening? Yes, be very calculated in your words. Start to really hear them for what they're saying. The English language is real interesting for that, because if you do research on other languages, they don't speak morbidity and disease over themselves, or some type of weird affirmative statement, you know, that's supposed to be like a phrase or something. Like, you're speaking things over yourself all the time, and you have to become quite aware of that. Self-awareness is a flex. I felt it. Ooh. Exodus 16. All right. I got Yahweh written. Yahweh-nissi written at the top. All right. Let's see what it is. Am I taking 15? I am not. Okay. So, all right. Let's see if, since it's the daytime, can I read? So this is what I typically do for those of you all who are new. Again, because this is my busted Bible and I've been through it so much, and I've written notes. Oh, and I have to write down. That's the other thing I've been lacking, is writing down how often. I don't have my pencil. I like my mechanical pencils because me and traditional pencils don't like each other at all, and it's fine because I'm all right with it. It's a texture thing. I just can't. And I don't like writing in pen either. But for the sake of not pausing this video, I'm going to write it down here. But yeah, I go through this Bible so much that I've started to document just how many times I land on scriptures. All right, so we are in Exodus 16. Manna and quail from heaven. Ooh, yes. So we're going to do 16 and 17. And I'm only going to read what I call the hors d'oeuvres. I pray that you go back and consume the rest of your nourishment. For man shall not survive off of bread alone. And the hors d'oeuvres are what I have highlighted and or underlined. So I am in Exodus 16:4. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Look, I'm going to rain down food from heaven for you. Each day the people can go out and pick up as much food as they need for that day. I will test them in this to see whether or not they will follow my instructions. On the sixth day, they will gather food, and then they will prepare it. And when they prepare it, there will be twice as much as usual." Lord, every time I do anything with money in my accounts, I always say, I refer to it as manna, whatever it is for or from. And thank you, Yahweh. I don't know, whoever oversees my accounts be like, this chick. 16:6. So Moses and Aaron said to all the people of Israel, "By evening you will realize it was the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt. In the morning you will see the glory of the Lord, because he has heard your complaints, which are against him, not against us. What have we done that you should complain about us?" Then Moses said, "The Lord will give you meat to eat in the evening, and bread to satisfy you in the morning, for he has heard all your complaints against him. What have we done? Yes, your complaints are against the Lord, not against us." 9. Then Moses said to Aaron, announce this to the entire community of Israel. Present yourselves before the Lord, for he has heard your complaining. 13. That evening, the vast numbers of quail flew in and covered the camp. And the next morning, the area around the camp was wet with dew. When the dew evaporated, a flaky substance was fine as frost blanketed the ground. The Israelites were puzzled when they saw it. What is this? What is it? They asked each other. They had no idea what it was. And Moses told them, it is the food of the Lord has given the food. It is the food the Lord has given you to eat. These are the Lord's instructions. Each household must gather as much as it needs. Pick up 2 quarts for each person in your tent. So the people of Israel did as they were told. Some gathered a lot, some only a little. But when they measured it out, everyone had just enough. Those who gathered a lot had nothing left over, and those who gathered only a little had enough. Each family had just what it needed. Then Moses told them, do not keep any of it until morning. But some of them did not listen and kept some of it until morning. But by then it was full of maggots and had a terrible smell. Moses was very angry with them. 23. He told them, this is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow will be a day of complete rest, a holy Sabbath day set apart for the Lord. So bake or boil as much as you want today and set aside what is left for tomorrow. So they put some aside until morning, and as Moses had commanded, and in the morning, the leftover food was wholesome and good, without maggots or odor. Moses said, eat this food today, for today is a Sabbath day dedicated to the Lord. There will be no food on the ground today. You may gather the food for 6 days, but the 7th day is the Sabbath. There will be no food on the ground that day. 28, the Lord asked Moses, how long will these people refuse to obey my commands and instructions? They must realize that the Sabbath is the Lord's gift to you. That is why he gives you a 2-day supply on the 6th day, so that there will be enough for those 2 days. On the Sabbath day, you must each stay in your place. Do not go out to pick up food on the ground on the 7th day. So the people did not gather any food on the 7th day. 31. The Israelites called the food manna. It was white like coriander seed, and it tasted like honey wafers. 33. Get a jar and fill, Moses said to Aaron, get a jar and fill it with 2 quarts of manna, and put it in a sacred place before the Lord to preserve it for all future generations. Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded Moses. He eventually placed it in the Ark of the Covenant in front of the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. So the people of Israel ate manna for 40 years until they arrived at the land where they would settle. They ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. Okay, so now we're at chapter 17. Water from the rock. 17:5. The Lord said to Moses, walk out in front of the people. Take your staff, the one you used when you struck the water in the Nile, and call some of the elders of Israel to join you. I will stand before you on the rock of Mount Sinai. Strike the rock, and water will come gushing out. Then the people will be able to drink. So Moses struck the rock as he was told, and water gushed out as the elders looked on. Now we're jumping down to 11. As long as Moses held up the staff in his hand, the Israelites had the advantage. But whenever he dropped his hand, the Amalekites gained the advantage. 12. Moses' arms soon became so tired that he could no longer hold them up. So Aaron and Hur found a stone for him to sit on. They stood on each side of Moses, holding up his hands. So his hands held steadily until sunset. As a result, Joshua overwhelmed the army of Amalek in battle. Now we're dropping down to 15. Moses built an altar there and named it Yahweh-nissi, which means the Lord is my banner. He said, they have raised their fists against the Lord's throne. So now the Lord will be at war with Amalek generation after generation. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Bible Mancy. So please go back and read that for yourselves. Put anything that you want in the comments below. And in the description, you will find my own take on your Blessed Seven and your scriptures. Be right back. All right, so time to burn some bay leaves. I hope that you all have enjoyed your time with me. It went a little bit longer than I have over the last couple of videos, but change. So this is the part where we burn our beloved bay leaves with positive intentions only. Nothing against anyone's will and nothing illegal. Okay, my energy don't even work that way, but I am believing with you as I pray that you are believing with me. And whether you are off to start your day, resume your day, bring your day to a close, to rest or go party, know that you are loved and you are lovable, and that Yahweh is with you. And that all is working out for you. Blessings and love be to you. And may the universe continue to guide and light your way. I love you. All right. So, stay wonderful, stay amazing, stay healthy, stay positive, stay prayerful, stay faithful, and most of all, beloved, stay loved. All right, ciao.